Come closer. Yes, you. Move closer to the fire. Do not sit too far, for stories do not like distant ears. And do not sit too close either, for some stories carry heat from the spirit world. This is one of those stories. This is not a story your mother tells you to make you sleep. This is the story elders whisper when the moon is full and the wind refuses to move. Listen well, for the ear that refuses to listen may listen forever in regret. Long before the white man's road cut through the forests, long before iron birds began to fly in the sky, there stood a kingdom called Alaike, a kingdom surrounded by thick forests older than memory itself, forests where trees stood like silent witnesses, forests where even the wind asked permission before passing. And in that kingdom there ruled a king. His name was Ikedi. Ikedi, son of Okwar, the child born during thunder, the child whose first cry made dogs howl and elders look at each other in silence. For the elders knew, some children are born to live, some children are born to rule, and some children are born to become legends that refuse to die. Ikedi feared no man, not warrior, not spirit, not even death. When other kings guarded their borders, Ikedi crossed his. When other kings protected their crowns, Ikedi collected theirs. His warriors followed him not because they loved him, but because they feared him. And fear is a stronger chain than love. There is an Igbo proverb that says, when the lion drinks water, the antelope prays silently. Ikedi was that lion. Kingdom after kingdom fell before him. But listen carefully. Ikedi was not interested in land. Land can be stolen. He was not interested in gold. Gold can be lost. He was not interested in cattle. Cattle can die. No, Ikedi collected something else, something darker, something that made even brave men urinate in their sleep. He collected heads, the heads of kings, the heads of warriors, the heads of men whose names once made others tremble. And in Alaike, behind his palace, he built a hut no child was allowed to approach, a hut no elder mentioned, a hut even the wind avoided. They called it the Hut of Heads. Inside that hut were the faces of fallen kings, mounted, watching, silent, waiting. Every night, Ikedi would enter that hut alone. He would light red oil lamps, sit among the dead, and speak to them. You all thought you were immortal, he would say, but now you watch me live forever. But listen well, even the Iroko tree, tall and mighty, cannot control the direction of its seed. Ikedi had a son. His name was Chike, and Chike was not his father. Where Ikedi's eyes burned with fire, Chike's eyes carried rain. Where Ikedi saw enemies, Chike saw people. Where Ikedi saw fear, Chike saw pain. The elders watched him carefully, for they knew a gentle heart in a violent world suffers twice. And in the palace served a maiden. Her name was Adaora. Adaora, the daughter of no one important, the owner of nothing. But sometimes the gods hide diamonds in clay. Adaora moved like morning light. She spoke softly, but her silence spoke louder than noise. And Chike loved her, not the love of possession, but the love of recognition. The kind of love where two souls look at each other and remember something older than memory. They met in secret, by the river, under moonlight, between stolen moments. But happiness does not always ask permission before leaving.
One night, King Ikedi fell. The man who defeated death on the battlefield could not defeat it in his bed. As he lay dying, he spoke one final command. "When I die, Adaora must follow me." The kingdom froze, for in Alaike, a king's word does not die with him, it grows teeth. Chike begged, he pleaded, he wept, but the elders said, "A river that forgets its source will dry." And so they buried Ikedi, and they buried Adaora alive beside him. As soil covered her body, she did not curse, she did not scream, she only looked at Chike, and in her eyes was a question no man could answer, and darkness swallowed her. But listen carefully. The earth does not forget what it swallows. Years passed. Chike became king. He married Queen Uloma, but her womb refused to open, for there are doors the body cannot open when the spirit is wounded. They went to a priest, a man who spoke with things that had no names. He gave them a potion, and soon Uloma gave birth, a daughter. The kingdom rejoiced, but when Chike saw the child, his soul trembled, for the child had Adaora's eyes, Adaora's face, Adaora's spirit. Children, listen well. There is a proverb that says, "What is buried in the ground, one day will answer its name." The child grew, but she spoke of things she had never seen. She walked to places she had never been, and one night the child stood before the hut of heads. The hut opened by itself. She entered, and the dead remembered her. That night, Adaora returned, not as flesh, but as truth. She told Chike, "You buried me alive with your child inside me." Chike broke, for silence can be louder than murder. He burned the hut of heads. He honored her bones. He begged forgiveness, and the spirit rested. From that day forward, Alaike became a kingdom of justice, not fear. And so we learn, the man who plants fear will harvest ghosts. The man who buries love will meet it again. And the man who refuses to speak when he should will one day speak to himself forever. This is the story of the Hut of Heads. Remember it, for stories are not told to entertain. They are told to warn.